I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Sullivan County Undersheriff Eric Chaboti says it's probably the biggest marijuana seizure in Sullivan County history. Teams of law enforcement personnel raided 7 residences in the towns of Mamakating, Lumberland, and Highland. 16 people were arrested, and more than 7,000 high-grade marijuana plants were seized. And the pot has an estimated street value of about $10 million. Those arrested were described as immigrants from South and Central America, almost all of them undocumented aliens who were reportedly hired to grow the marijuana. All the suspects were taken to U.S. District Court in White Plains for arraignment on federal drug charges. The pot growing locations were on Pinekill Road, South Road, and Brook Trail in Mamakating, Tut Hill and Herring Roads in Lumberland, and Barker Road in Highland. The Drug Enforcement Agency is handling the investigation. Reporters Victor Whitman and Heather Yankin are following the story. They'll have updates here at Record Online and in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. Well, this time it wasn't because of a snowstorm or flooding. Ellenville schools were closed today because of a fire that broke out last night in the basement of the high school. It apparently got started from a discarded cigarette, and while the fire was quickly extinguished, it did result in serious smoke conditions inside the building. Workers were busy today venting the school building and cleaning inside walls. Air quality tests were to be conducted this afternoon. Ellenville district officials were hoping to resume classes tomorrow. That decision will be posted on the district's website. The man identified as the getaway driver for a robbery that turned fatal in Middletown last fall pleaded guilty in Orange County Court to a series of charges. Prosecutors will recommend the 20-year-old Jose Soto of Middletown get the minimum 5-year sentence after he agreed to plead guilty to robbery, hindering prosecution, and tampering with evidence. Soto also signed a cooperation agreement that will aid prosecutors in their case against the 3 men with Soto who had a role in the fatal stabbing of Heriberto Ayala inside his residence at Gino's Motel. Police say it happened during the course of a botched robbery. The 3 men charged with the murder, 33-year-old Abby Calderon and 33-year-old Ali Dolson, both of Middletown, and 21-year-old Charles Dolson of Newburgh, will be in court May 9th for pre-trial hearings. On the area business front, M&T Bank will be making a major structural investment here in the Hudson Valley. M&T will be spending $10 million to renovate 30 branches and build a new bank to replace the one that's located on Route 9W in Newburgh. Company plans also include, in addition to their Fishkill regional headquarters and creation of a check processing center that M&T officials say will improve check clearing time for their customers. Well, here's an encouraging sign of spring. Members of local sportsmen's organizations were helping the state DEC stock area streams and rivers today in anticipation of the opening of trout season Friday. This morning, members of the Orange County Sportsmen's Federation set up a bucket brigade to stock more than 5,700 brown trout into the Neversink River in Cutterbackville. Local anglers are gearing up for what they think will be a good season.
It'll be a good year. It's going to be a good year. They'll have a lot of fun. There's a lot of trout. Trout look a little bigger than last year.
The DEC was planning to stock more than 2.3 million catchable size brook, brown, and rainbow trout into lakes, ponds, and about 3,000 miles of rivers and streams across New York State. Well, here's some bad weather news for fishermen and for the rest of us as well. And it's no April Fool's joke. Parts of our region could get a few inches of new snow on Friday, April 1st. Tomorrow will be a cloudy, damp day with showers likely. The highs will be in the mid to upper 40s. Then late Thursday night, precipitation will change over to wet snow, making the Friday morning commute a potentially rough one. Several inches of snow could accumulate in some places before the system moves out later in the day Friday. Stay with Record Online for the latest weather information as well as breaking news, and get it all when you pick up tomorrow's edition of the Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.